Good afternoon. This is any citizen's opportunity to stand up and talk about any topic other than those items on the agenda. If you do choose to stand and talk, you need to state your name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Let the record reflect that no one elected to stand. Good afternoon and welcome to Red Light Camera Hearings. I'm going to be the presiding hearing officer for this afternoon. You're here because you received a citation and requested a hearing on it. When your name is called, come up to the lectern. When the clerk swears you in, that's when your hearing officially begins. The city is going to go first because they have the burden of proving beyond a reasonable doubt that the infraction occurred. They're going to present photos and a video. Then it'll be your turn to tell me why you feel you did not commit the infraction. When both sides are finished, I will make a decision whether to uphold or dismiss the violation. Once I make the decision, I will not hear any more on that issue from either side. If you don't like my decision, you have 30 days to appeal, and the 30 days starts today. By having a hearing today, you've waived the opportunity to pay no administrative costs. By statute, I can assess administrative costs up to $250 in addition to the fine of $158. But I do want to take a few moments and go over some information. First of all, a red light camera ticket is not considered a moving violation. Therefore, there are no points and it won't appear on your driving record. I don't want to discourage you from trying your case, but I have a few words about several defenses that are commonly brought up that do not show a valid reason to dismiss the violation. And this is not an all-inclusive list. Weather, sun in the eyes, or the roads are wet. There's a truck in front of you blocking your view, or someone is tailgating you. You allege faulty equipment. Most notably, you feel the orange light wasn't long enough. There's a presumption in law that the equipment is working properly unless you can prove by expert testimony that it is not. You weren't driving the car, but you don't know who was. When you got your citation, there was no opportunity to opt for any kind of payment plan. And perhaps some of you are here today not because you're disputing your ticket, but because you want to have options for time to pay. If you're not disputing your ticket, you'll tell me that you want to withdraw your request, and then I will waive any administrative costs, and I will consider your time to pay. It's your right to go forward with the hearing, and if I dismiss the violation, you're free to go and you won't have to pay anything. But if I uphold the violation, there's going to be a fine of $158, and I do have statutory powers to assess administrative costs up to $250. Is there anyone here that is not disputing their ticket but was looking for time to pay? Yes, yes, sir. Just what you want to do is come on up and give me your names, and then...
If we can, ma'am. Case number 12 first. Grammy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you'll raise your hand, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
Yes.
Ms. Grimmig, are you withdrawing your request for hearing?
Yes.
Okay. I'll waive any administrative costs, so it'll be a $158 fine. And do you need time to pay?
Yes.
How much time were you thinking of?
3 months.
3 months?
Yes.
That would put us at June 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Would that work for you?
Yes.
Okay, good. You'll get your order to pay in the mail. It'll be for $158, and you'll pay by June 16th. It's not dribbling in and it's all at once. it'll be due.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
And is your address, has your address the same or has it
Yes,
changed?
it's the
Okay.
same.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Ms. Gramey.
Thank you.
Case number 15, Jaden Liggett.
Hello.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
I do.
Hello, Mr. Liggett.
Hello.
Are you withdrawing your request for hearing?
Yes.
Okay. I will waive administrative costs. There'll be a fine of $158. And do you need time to pay?
Yes, please.
What type of time frame were you
3
thinking?
months. 3 months should be good.
3 months?
Yes, please.
Would the June 16th date work
That's
for
perfect.
you?
Yes, perfect.
Are you still at your same address?
Yes.
You'll receive an order to pay in the mail. It'll be for $158. It'll be due June 16th.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 8, Kuzminski.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Kuzminski, are you withdrawing your request for a hearing?
Yes, I am.
I'll waive any administrative costs. It'll be a total of $158. Did you need time to pay?
I did.
What kind of time were you looking
Is
for?
it possible to do 4 months?
Okay, there was the June 16th date. Would that work, or did you need a little bit more?
I believe that'll work, actually.
Think that'll work?
That'll work.
Okay. You'll receive your order to pay $158 on June 16th.
Okay, great.
And are you still at your same address?
509 Harrison.
Lovely, wonderful. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
That's all we have for time to pays. Action hearings, case number 10, Pelcher.
Is this a time?
It's not a warrant of pay, it's action hearing.
Can I change that?
Sure, of course you can.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
I do.
Thank you.
Ms. Pelcher, are you withdrawing your request for a hearing?
Yes.
There'll be a fine of $158. I'll waive administrative costs. And did you need time to pay?
No,
All right, so, let's see.
unless you take only cash. Do you take only cash, or is it a check? Can we take
I
a check?
don't,
You can pay by check or when you order a credit card.
That debit, anything? Credit
Yeah,
card?
you'll pay it either online or through the mail or over the phone. You
Oh.
won't pay it here today.
Oh, I will not, okay.
No.
I don't know how to pay it online.
Well, when she finishes,
Oh,
we'll
I'm
send you
sorry.
an order. No, that's okay. You'll get an order to pay in the mail with the information.
Okay, I don't know if you ever,
Madam Clerk, if you put when do you think Ms. Pelcher may get her order to pay?
I'll get them out in the mail hopefully Friday, and so within the next week or so.
Okay, why don't we just to play it safe, why don't we give you until April 17th to pay? You can pay sooner, obviously, but,
that's fine.
okay? And are you still at the same address?
I don't know what address you really have. We're planning to move back to Cape Coral. We're like halfway.
I have a 330 Southwest.
I don't know when you're going to be sending those out.
For that one, I sent, like your original notice to the Cape Coral address. I sent a copy of it to your Clearwater address.
Okay,
So the same will happen with the order.
okay.
It'll go to
Okay.
Cape Coral, a copy will go to the,
And I can use that copy to make a
Yep.
payment? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's it?
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.
One more time to pay, case number 3, he's out.
Okay.
hi, go ahead. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
Yes.
Mr. Fizel, are you withdrawing your request for a hearing so you can have time to pay?
Yes.
Okay. I'll waive any administrative costs. There'll be a total of $158. And did you need time to pay?
Yes, ma'am.
How much time were you thinking of?
5th of May.
The 5th of May? Why don't we make it May 17th?
Okay. That's even better.
Okay. So you'll receive your order to pay in the mail. It'll be for $158 and it'll be due May 17th. It's no dribbling in, it's all one payment.
Yes.
Okay, if you wanted to mail it in on the 2nd or the 3rd, you're free to send in the money earlier.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And are you still at the same address, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Fiesel? Okay, lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Case number 11, Magnuson.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
Yes.
Mr. Magnuson, are you withdrawing your request for a hearing?
No, thank you.
No?
No,
You want
thank
to
you.
go ahead?
Marion Allen with the Clearwater Police Department. I'm a certified traffic infraction enforcement officer assigned to the Clearwater Traffic Camera Safety Improvement Program. On November 9th, 2018 at 8:24 a.m., a Chevy bearing Florida tag M522BM, Mary 522, Boy Mary, violated the traffic signal westbound on Gulf to Bay Boulevard at the intersection of South Belcher Road. This occurred within the city limits of Clearwater in Pinellas County, Florida. The vehicle came back registered to Scott Edward Magnuson with a registration address of 2346 Druid Road East, Unit 142, Clearwater, Florida 33764. After viewing the photographs and video of the incident, I determined a violation had occurred and a notice of violation was issued. The first photograph shows the rear bearing that plate M522BM. Second photograph, the data bar tells us the vehicle is in lane number 1 or the left turning lane. Wheels are behind the stop bar. The traffic signal has the solid red left turn arrow. The data bar shows us it's been in red 1.62 seconds. Next photograph shows the vehicle's proceeded into the intersection. It does still have the red left turn arrow and it's now been in red for 3.19 seconds. And this intersection does have the yellow light state standard timing of 4.4 seconds. I'll now play that 12-second video. And I'll play that one more time, stopping it when it cycles to red. You can see the light cycle to red. The vehicle's still quite a distance from the intersection, and then continues into the turn.
Mr. Magnuson, did you get a chance to see the video before you came today?
Oh, I remember the day very clearly. May I tell my story? The first thing I'd like to do is apologize for running through this red light. I did not do it intentionally. I live basically around the corner from the intersection and have for 10 years. I did not flagrantly blow through this light. There were a few cars in front of me. Our light turned. There was two cars in front of me that made a U-turn, and for fear of the car in front of me, behind it, making a U-turn also, I was very focused on the car in front of me and not the light. And given that I was the 5th car in that line, I didn't expect the light to be red so quickly, and I apologize. I did not intentionally go through this red light. I was focused on the car in front of me, possibly making a U-turn like the car in front of it did, and I didn't want to stop quick for fear of someone behind me and causing a rear-end accident. That's all.
Okay, so you were focused more on the car in front of you than you were on the light. You got a little distracted, maybe.
I was focused on not rear-ending the car in front of me and possibly making a U-turn without its blinker on like the car in front of it did.
Okay. Okay, is there anything more you'd like to say, Mr. Magnuson?
No, I'm sorry for,
Okay.
I didn't do it intentionally.
Is there anything the city wanted to say? Okay. Based on the evidence and testimony given, I'm going to find that the infraction occurred. There's going to be a fine of $158. I'm going to assess administrative costs of $50 for a total of $208. Do you need time to pay, Mr. Magnuson?
No, can I write you a check today?
You cannot. You have to wait until you get your order to pay in the mail.
Very good.
And then you'll have all different options as far as how you want to pay.
All right.
Why don't we give you until April 1st to pay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Magnuson. Are you still at the same address?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good.
As
Thank
was
you.
shown on the video. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Case number 9, Joseph Geary.
Okay, Mr. Geary?
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
I do.
Mariana Mallon with the Clearwater Police Department. I'm a certified traffic infraction enforcement officer assigned to the Clearwater Traffic Camera Safety Improvement Program. On November 16th, 2018 at 11:48 a.m., a GMC bearing Florida tag JDRG97, John David Robert George 97, violated the traffic signal westbound on Gulf to Bay Boulevard at the intersection of South Belcher Road. This occurred within the city limits of Clearwater in Pinellas County, Florida. The vehicle came back registered to Joseph Carl Geary with a registration address of 4153 Athens Avenue, Newport Richey, Florida 34652. After viewing the photographs and video of the incident, I determined a violation had occurred and a notice of violation was issued. The first photograph shows the rear bearing that plate, JDRG97. The second photograph, data bar tells us the vehicle is in lane number 3 or the center through lane. The vehicle is behind the stop bar. The traffic signal is in the solid red. And the data bar shows that it's been in red for 0.28 seconds. Next photograph shows the vehicle has proceeded into the intersection. Traffic signal is still red and it's now been in red for 0.90 seconds. And again, this intersection has that yellow light state standard timing of 4.4 seconds. I'll now play that 12-second video. I'll play that one more time, stopping it when it cycles to red. As you can see, the light cycle to red, the vehicle's just approaching, and then it continues through.
Okay. Mr. Geary, did you get a chance to see the video before you came today?
Before today, no, ma'am.
Okay. Was there a reason that you didn't watch the video?
I do not understand how I got that because I didn't have possession of that vehicle at the time. I purchased it the first week in November. The second day after I purchased it, it was returned to the dealership to have a motor put in it. I didn't get it back until the week after Christmas. And the tag number that is on that does not match my tag number. So I don't understand what's going on here.
Are you saying, I understand that you took the car in to get it serviced and you didn't have it for...
They actually picked it up with a record, and I didn't have possession of it until the second week, the week after Christmas.
Okay, and then what did you say about the tag? What about the tag?
The tag number that's on that does not match my tag number. I have my registration here.
You don't have JDRG97?
No, ma'am. KQBZ28.
Okay. Do you have any information that you brought from where your truck was being repaired saying it was
I
in their
do
possession?
not. The
at
dealer
that
took
time?
care of all of that, and I picked it back up from them.
Is that your vehicle, and can you tell that's the vehicle in the picture?
It's the same type of vehicle and same color.
So could that be a dealer plate?
No, when the registration, the tag number was run, he came back as the registered owner. I can pull that tag up if you'd like and get the history on it.
So Mr. Jerry, when they picked the car up the day after you purchased it, did you ever have this license plate?
I'm not sure. This is what I got from them when I picked my truck up.
In
And this is the
December?
tag that's on it.
In December, that's what
Yes.
it was. But when you purchased the truck, was this the tag, the JDR?
I
You don't remember?
don't have any idea. This says 11/7. This was the tag that was assigned to my truck. I have no idea.
When I run that tag, JDRG97, it shows down here the registration information, which is the gentleman, and then it shows that there was a new tag assigned to this VIN number as well. That old plate,
So then they must have done that.
JDRG97 expired January 23rd of 2019.
Okay, and then, so now do you have the KQBZ two-way tag?
Yes. And they must have done that then while they had it. Because again, like I said, I didn't have it for almost 6 weeks.
Do you have any information from the dealer stating that they had it in their care and custody during that time? Is that something that you think you could obtain?
It's possible.
If I gave you until the next hearing date to get that information, would that be helpful to you?
What day would that be?
That would be April, I think, 17th, April 17th. As the owner
Yeah.
as the owner of the car, you're liable for this unless you can prove that it wasn't in your, you didn't have possession of it.
Okay,
So
what
I would
exactly
need
do
more.
you need me to get?
I would need you to get who had possession of it at the time of the violation.
Before the hearing, doesn't he need to file an affidavit though?
Yeah, I'm thinking you would, right.
Well, I did see that on what was mailed to me, but if I can't prove which person at this shop was driving it, then I don't understand. It says you can't do that.
Okay.
So I need to know exactly what you would want me to bring you.
I want you to bring a letter from, who repaired your vehicle?
From the shop.
What shop was that?
I don't know. The dealership took it to whoever they had repair it.
Okay, what dealership was it?
It's Central Florida Auto Wholesale.
Okay.
I can see if they have a work order or something like that that has a date on it. I mean, that's probably about the best I can do.
I would like you to bring in the information needed for the affidavit about who was driving I believe you need their address or birth date, which might be very difficult. Let's see, what exactly do they want? They want the name, address, birth dates, or driver's license. If you can get as much of that information as possible, at the very minimum, I want something in writing stating where that car, who had that car, okay?
Well, unfortunately, in real life, I can give you the name of the shop and a work order, but they're not going to own up to who was driving it. There's probably 5, 6 people that work there.
Okay, well, that's at my
So-
discretion. Okay, so I would like you to bring something in writing from them stating that they had possession of the car at that time. If you don't come on April 17th, you're going to get it. You're going to get the ticket by default. I'm just going to assign you
Okay,
the
so I
fine.
will do my best to get that. If I return on that date and I can't get any cooperation out of them, then will you just let me pay the fine?
Yeah, let's address that when you come, okay?
Okay,
So we're going to continue this to April 17th, and you are to bring documentation. Okay,
okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Case number 2, Nicole Cicerello. She wasn't here for your opening statement.
Oh, okay, thank
She's
you.
just going to be needs more time.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi. Okay, so go ahead and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
I do.
Ms. Ciccarello, I gave everybody at the beginning an option for those who just needed time to pay. There would be the fine, but I would waive any administrative costs.
Okay.
Is that something that you would like to do? Okay,
Yes.
so are you requesting a withdrawal of your hearing?
Yes.
Okay. There'll be a fine of $158, no administrative costs. How much time do you need to pay?
I can pay it next month,
Okay,
like 4 more weeks.
in April?
Yes.
How's April 17th?
20th?
We can make it the 20th.
Okay.
Well, that's a Saturday.
That's okay, because I get paid every 2 weeks.
Why don't we make it April 24th?
That's okay.
Just to
That's
give
fine.
you more than enough time.
Okay.
And if you want to send it in early, you always can
Okay.
send it in early.
I probably will.
Okay. You'll receive your order to pay in the mail. It'll be for $158. It'll be due April 24th. And are you still at the same address on South Village?
I am?
Lovely, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay,
Observers?
observers, okay. I see 2,
1 and 7.
1 and 7, right.
7.
And one was scheduled last month. Just want to make sure he didn't accidentally get a dismissal.
No,
No.
because he requested a rehearing. And so when I sent the letters for the ones who were continued, for some reason they had the correct address. So there was about 4 cases that were legit.
I just wanted to make sure that because of all the other ones.
Yeah, no, I
That work
understand. But because this is a rehearing and he's not here, do you want to, you've already ruled on it.
So I would say that would stand, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I believe it was probably 158 with $50 administrative costs. I don't recall.
Yeah, and what I do need though is a due date.
A due date?
Because I'm pretty sure it's already passed.
Sure it has. Why don't we give him until April 1st?
Thank you. Thanks.
And our last is Mr. D'Amico.
Please swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony.
Random Allen with the Clearwater Police Department. I'm a certified traffic infraction enforcement officer assigned to the Clearwater Traffic Camera Safety Improvement Program. On November 18th, 2018 at 8:02 p.m., a Ford bearing Florida tag Y82DYY Yankee 82 David Yankee Yankee violated the traffic signal westbound on Gulf to Bay Boulevard at the intersection of South Belcher Road. This occurred within the city limits of Clearwater in Pinellas County, Florida. The vehicle came back registered to Michael Anthony D'Amico with a registration address of 410 3rd Avenue, Dunedin, Florida 34698. After viewing the photographs and video of the incident, I determined a violation had occurred and a notice of violation was issued. First photograph shows the rear bearing that plate Y82DYY. Second photograph, we can see the vehicle's in lane number 3 or the center through lane. The vehicle is behind the stop bar. The traffic signal is in the solid red. The data bar shows us it's been in red 0.27 seconds. Next photograph shows the vehicle has proceeded into the intersection. Traffic signal is still red and it's now been in red for 0.87 seconds. And again, this intersection has the yellow light state standard of 4.4 seconds. I'll now play that 12-second video. I'll play that one more time, stopping it when it cycles to red. can see the light cycle to red, the vehicle's just approaching, and then it continues through.
Based on the evidence and testimony given, I'm going to find that the infraction occurred. The fine is $158, administrative costs of $50 for $208. And let's give Mr. D'Amico until April 1st to pay. Are there any other comments or discussion that anyone wants to state on the record before we adjourn? Okay. Our next meeting is April 17th at 1 o'clock at this location, the library. So let's adjourn at 1:31.